Good afternoon, guys. I'm Joe James, and this is
Shane Adams.
welcome to our little virtual tour of Hyde Park. Welcome to Austin, Texas. This community is particularly special to my wife and I because we moved here, like a lot of you guys are planning to, about 5 years ago. We were able to look at a lot of different communities here in Austin, and particularly fell in love with Hyde Park because of the trees. The eclecticness of this community was just amazing. As you all can see right here, look at the trees, how they just canopy the streets. Shane, can you imagine?
I mean, it gets hot here, right, in the summer. For
absolutely.
Anybody moving here, it gets hot in the summer. So with the canopy of the trees going down these streets, I imagine that, there's a 20, 30 degree difference, I feel, in temperature when you're in the shade or in the sunlight.
Yeah, and like right now, Shane, I mean, I just feel like we're in a little bit of a tunnel right now. The other thing that makes this Hyde Park so unique, Shane, is the individuality of each one of these homes. I mean, a lot of them are craftsman style, but they each have like their own uniqueness to them. They all have a little bit of a different build. They all have massive amounts of trees. I mean, that's just the beauty of Hyde Park. It is an older community, and it's been here for quite some time. The thing that was really attractive to my wife and I, she works downtown. Hyde Park, in proximity to downtown, it's exactly probably 5.2 miles from downtown. We're big sports fans, and a lot of people are, so we're about 2.6 miles from the university. So we walk to the to the football games and walk back. And Shane, I know you're a big soccer fan, and a big deal for us right now is, we just got a football, or I guess soccer.
Yeah, our first professional sports team. So we're the 11th largest metro in the country, and we're the only one in the top 11 without a professional sports team. And we finally have one, and it's soccer. So the Austin FC club, football club, actually played their first game ever this past weekend. It was a loss to LA, but I think for everybody, including myself, it was just great to finally have a home team. Not going to school out here, it's a little bit tough to become UT Longhorn fans, although that's what you buy into. But now we actually have a team that everybody could buy into, and that's Austin FC, and so that's pretty exciting.
And they were competitive. It was really a fun game to watch. The other thing too, Shane, speaking of the soccer team, it's just north of Hyde Park. So is the Domain, which is a very unique shopping center, outdoor shopping center, and all of that is about 6 miles north of Hyde Park. Again, in proximity, just a really good area to be in, close to everything. If you guys can notice here, the Hyde Park Baptist Church, it's an iconic church in all of Austin. Actually, it happens to be in Hyde Park. What is really unique about this for a lot of families that are moving to Austin with little ones, they have a really awesome school here, private school, that starts with preschool through 6th grade here at Hyde Park Baptist. And after 6th grade, from 6th to 12th, is just probably about 12 to 15 minutes to Westlake, and they'll graduate there. It's really appealing to young families because, again, you live here, you can walk the kids to school. I'm going to turn here. I think on the other side, earlier the kids were playing outside, and again, Shane, look at these trees. This is just crazy, and they're not even at full maturity yet. I mean,
yeah, and these trees, for the most part, that you're seeing are live oaks, which is I think it's a state tree of Texas.
Yep.
It's also integral part of the logo of Austin FC. But these are amazing trees. You'll also see some crepe myrtles, which are beautiful trees. They have really smooth barks and pretty lavender type of flowers. In Austin, we're a very progressive city, so that means when it comes to trees, nobody can just cut down a tree if it's over a certain size. So the preservation is very important, and so even when you see some of these places, like this house that we're coming up in front of us with the Tesla and the very modern looking design, they have to keep kind of the trees and the landscape as part of the design and the architecture of the house.
Absolutely. I mean, these are all significant. Like this particular home here, Shane, these are all homes that
kind of this Victorian house we just passed up on the right.
Yep, absolutely. And they're all like just unique homes, craftsman style, like I said earlier, and they're all like built in a way that they're not. I mean, even if they're not going to be tear downs, and if they are tear downs, they're protected in a sense by this community. That if you're going to build it, you're going to build it to look like it goes in this community, and that's what my wife and I really enjoyed about moving here, is that they are protecting this community to keep its iconic feel. A lot of the UT professors live in this area, and it's beautiful. It's protected. A lot of dogs, Shane. I think we've seen tons of dogs in the neighborhood.
There's dogs everywhere. As far as Austin in general, you can't go to a restaurant or let alone a store without seeing a dog inside. And as we're driving down Duval right now, which is the east border of Hyde Park, you'll see that we have a new sidewalk on the left-hand side. Many of the streets within Hyde Park have sidewalks on both sides of the street, and you'll see some areas that don't, and then you'll see some new areas, because Austin's been great. There's been a lot of funding to improve the pedestrian safety of neighborhoods, pedestrian and for bicyclists. And so here you see dedicated bike space on either side. In some places you'll even see protected bike lanes. Because again, we're not very far from downtown, the university, from a number of great spots, and it's a big bike community. And so it's very easy and quick to get downtown from here on a bicycle or a scooter or whatever means of transportation you're looking to take.
Absolutely, Shane. One of the things that was really important to my wife and I in our search, Shane, for a home was the walkability. And Hyde Park, the walkability is amazing. And if you'll notice up here, Shane, to the left of us, you're going to see multiple restaurants. You're going to see a true staple in all of Austin is the Hyde Park Bar and Grill. And then you had mentioned earlier about the Antonelli's.
Amazing cheese. Marrying somebody from Wisconsin, I need to know about that store. And then you have Quack's up here. You were telling me about Quack's a little bit earlier.
Oh yeah, I mean Quack's, Shane, I think they purposely burn butter and let it flow through the community of Hyde Park, just so when you open your door in the morning, you are drawn to come over here and get a croissant. Unbelievable. This Austy's Italian food is another staple in this community. Emmett Fox, the owner of that restaurant, has been here for probably over 40 years. Just great Italian food. But just imagine, guys, you move to this community, you walk to the restaurants, you walk home. I mean, it's in some ways it's a lost touch in our society. People are quick to get in their cars, quick to just drive everywhere, and you can still do that in Austin, and there are still communities that allow you to do that. Shane, this is interesting. To your right here, it's called the Flag Store. And when we first moved here, I'm like, what is going on there? I mean, they sell every flag imaginable. And also, Shane, you could literally build a home by just going in there and buying all the supplies.
It's like an Ace Hardware built into a gas station, built into a flag store.
I mean, Shane, it's unbelievable. And they'll allow you to build, I mean, you can go in there and buy like 12 different beers and build your own 12-pack. I mean, it's just all the uniqueness of that store. It's really kind of cool. People all over Austin know the Flag Store. And the guys,
I guess that kind of represents almost the people and just the overall culture of this area. Is that in these homes, for anybody that's been home shopping, you'll find homes probably as cheap as, and I say cheap, but in relative terms, $400,000 or $500,000, where some people might just move in. It's a small bungalow. Other people look at that as a tear down to build something newer.
Yep.
All the way up into definitely the $1 million, $2 million range. And what's great about that is it offers different people from different socioeconomic kind of places in their life and types of people to move in here. So you have a real nice mix of cultures, or mix of identities of people moving in here, and mix of ages. So there's great diversity if you're looking to raise a family.
Absolutely.
Hey, I actually have to add something here. Up on the left here, you see this little mailbox looking thing. This is something you'll see throughout Austin, actually, are these little mailboxes full of books. It's like a little book club. Anybody can just take a book, leave a book, but you'll see them throughout. I know throughout Hyde Park. I've seen them in Travis Heights and a number of different neighborhoods in Austin.
Look at this gentleman. I'm certain that sometime in his life he played in the NBA, and he's just, and Shane, he's just still not ready to give it up. I love that, man. He's a no quitter, man. To the right here, guys. This is unique to Hyde Park. They spent $1.2 million in the last 4 years renovating this pool. The beautiful sight is in the summer to see all the kids and all the families come out, and look at this house. Shane, on the corner here. This is what Hyde Park's about. I mean, this lot is amazing. So you
Wow.
get these, Shane. You get the big lots. You get the uniqueness of it. I mean, it looks like some sort of compound. I mean, I think it's gorgeous. But that's the uniqueness, Shane, of Hyde Park. You get the craftsman style. You get. I mean, I don't. How would you define that, Shane? I just.
See, I actually, being in the business, I don't even have something for that. It's not quite Zen looking, but it has kind of that natural feel to it.
But I think that the overall, if I could describe the overall look of Hyde Park, it would be that it was eclectic and that it has just a lot of uniqueness to it. The trees, the walkability, without question. And I think my wife and I had the opportunity to look at a lot of different communities here in Austin, and one of the things that was really favorable about Hyde Park, and for all those that are looking to move to Austin, Austin is built on a lot of, it is the hill country. I mean, it is built on a lot of hills.
Yep.
But when you guys see Hyde Park, and I think Shane can attest to this, is that Hyde Park is so flat. I mean, you come to this community and you're like, does this really exist in Austin? It is really so flat here. All of these streets. And again, I'm just going to pick a random street to turn down. Guys, I mean, wherever you're coming from, look at these trees. And these aren't at maturity yet. I mean, we are in May. Wait till these things really bloom. I mean, it is just beautiful. And the homes, look at this, Shane.
Yep. Yeah, no, this is gorgeous, and this is something for anybody looking to move to Austin. Hyde Park is one of those places that, if you want proximity to everything that a downtown offers, which includes not just work but great restaurants, great shopping, great activities to do on the weekend, but you still want that community feel, you want the walkability, you want the security that comes with a close-knit community, then I think Hyde Park's amazing. It really is. It's great for young families. I think when people have some older kids, they might start kind of moving out a little bit, just because they need more space, right? A bigger
Right.
home. But for somebody who's is maybe in their 30s or 40s, and they're still wanting to live their lives with their significant other, still enjoy kind of a social atmosphere, but also give their kids some nice security and place to kind of run around. I think Hyde Park is a great place for that.
Well, guys, I think I think you got to see probably the heart of this little community. Thank y'all for taking the time to visit us, and by
Yep.
all means, reach out to Shane and his team.
And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and we'll be sure to answer them. We can point you into the direction of any property code or just more information about the community. Thanks very much.
All right, guys, look forward to seeing you on our next one.